Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to go over 7 mistakes only beginners will make when they're investing in Pokemon cards. Before we jump into that though, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And if you want to become a channel member, that would be greatly appreciated. You can join up from the home screen. It's pretty easy, and you can shoot me any investing related questions via email if you're a member. I have some great conversations with people. We've talked through a lot of stuff, so look forward to chatting to you on there. Anyway, on to the topic at hand. Seven mistakes only beginners make investing in Pokemon cards. Now, I'm going to go through them 1 through to 7 in a second, of course, but it's funny, isn't it? So many people are getting into the investing side of it. I've talked about this on plenty of videos. This whole alternate investments, whether it's the move away from traditional things like, obviously cash or real estate or shares or bonds into these more, alt investments is something that's really taken off over the last probably, 5 years really. And things like collectibles, and in particular, Pokemon cards with that nostalgia and collectability behind it as well, has really, really come to the forefront. And people are jumping into it quickly without maybe doing their appropriate research. And these are some mistakes that people have made. So whether you're a seasoned veteran, this will be interesting for you, or whether you're very new to the hobby, this will also be interesting for you. So let's jump right into it, hey? Number 1, here's one I see all the time: buying straight off the retail shelf. And if you don't follow the Poke Investing Reddit forum, you might have come across this somewhere, but if you have followed the Poke Investor Reddit forum, there's so many comments that look like this. And if you're watching this, the person that made this comment, don't stress, this certainly isn't a jab at you, but the whole notion of, here's the shelf, I've walked into my local Walmart, what's going to be a good investment? If you're sort of at that stage, just willing to throw money without knowing what's what, you probably need to do a little bit more research first. I think that's a really, really common mistake that beginners make. They just jump into the retail store and go, okay, there's tins there, there's Pokeballs there, there's loose packs there, there's blister packs there, there's ETB, elite trainer boxes, because whenever I say the word ETB, someone makes a comment down in the comments section about how badly I pronounce it with my Australian accent. Elite trainer boxes down there. And, what should I get? What should I get? What should I get? You probably need to do a little bit more research into it. If you're collecting, go for just pick your favorite packs that you're going to pick the best, possibility to pull the best cards out of. But if you're actually investing in sealed product, it's probably a good idea to do a little bit more research before you just jump into the retail shop and just go, what should I get? Number 2, investing in all new sets. Now, this is an interesting one, right? Because if you look at the best in the business, it's someone like, of course, Rudy from Alpha Investments. He pretty much just buys, cases of every new set when it comes to booster boxes. He's also diversified a little bit into a bunch of elite trainer boxes lately, but particularly his bread and butter is booster boxes. So cases of booster boxes, or in his case, probably pallets of booster boxes. And he buys heaps of every set. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm anywhere near his level. However, if he'd put a little bit more thought into, what's going to be a better set than something else, it might have meant not investing into Darkness Ablaze and investing more into Evolving Skies. And that's the point I want to make. Rather than investing in all new sets, just going, right, I'm just going to buy a case of this, case of this, case of this, case of this. Have a little bit of a think about what's going to make a good set. Now, here's an example, right? Darkness Ablaze. Let's say someone like Rudy, and I'm just plucking him out of the air because he is the GOAT in this field. Let's say he'd bought 20 cases, so 120 booster boxes of Darkness Ablaze and 20 cases of Evolving Skies. Probably heaps more than that, but I'm just plucking numbers out of the air. Darkness Ablaze, right? And here's a way to look at it. What makes a good set? I've done lots of videos around this, but if you look at the top 10 chase cards from Darkness Ablaze, they add up to $79 US. If you look at the top 10 chase cards from Evolving Skies, they add up to nearly $3,000. That is a massive difference because there's a massive difference in the quality of the set. Evolving Skies is the greatest modern Pokemon card set ever made. I'm happy to have that argument with people. It is phenomenal. Does it have the best pull rates? No. Are the top 10 chase cards the best top 10 chase cards out of any modern set? Yes, they are. So anyway, back to the point at hand. The point at hand is that if you'd invested more in, and hindsight's a beautiful thing, of course, if you'd invested more in Evolving Skies, though, you would have performed, your money would have performed way better than if you'd done half Darkness Ablaze, half Evolving Skies. The point is, not every Pokemon card set is made the same. So if you're investing the same in all new sets, you're going to miss some opportunities in some places. So I think when it comes to investing in booster boxes, you really, or any set, whether it's Elite Trainer boxes from a set or 3-pack blisters from a set, doing some research around what makes a good set and what makes a bad set is going to help you achieve better gains long term. Number 3, buying cards at launch. And I just want to bring up a couple of examples here, and I've used this a few times. The Charizard SIR from Obsidian Flames. At launch, this card was hot. It was the new special illustration rare from Scarlet and Violet Charizard. It was the first Charizard we saw, and it came out of the gate absolutely swinging at $200 US. Right now, it's sitting down at about $40 US, and the worm is still wriggling its way down. I think it's very, very, very close to the bottom. However, Obsidian could get a reprint this September, October, and that price could drop even further. It could become a $25 or a $30 raw card. It could. It might also not. I think it's very close to the bottom. My opinion is it might become a $35 card, and then perhaps over time, in 3 years' time, we might see that start to move up, or 2 years' time, we might start to see that move up to a $40 card again, and a $50 card again, and maybe it'll find somewhere around the $75 mark. I don't know. But my point is, buying cards at launch is not a good investment in any way, shape, or form. Just to reiterate home that point, Temporal Forces, which is a very solid Pokemon card set. It's not the greatest ever made, but it's extremely, extremely solid set. It's well and truly worth investing in my opinion. But the Iron Leaves Special Illustration Rare, again, came out of the gate relatively hot, also got a little bit more time in the sun after it launched. It went from $91 at launch down to $41. We see this just all the time. What's the latest one that's come out of the gate absolutely swinging and super, super hot? Greninja from Twilight Masquerade. Will it remain at the price point that it's at, or will it come back down? We don't know, because not everything will. There are some cards that'll buck the, it's like that 95-5 rule. 95% of cards will do exactly what Charizard and Iron Leaves have done. They come out of the gate hot, then they dip. Some don't though. Some remain just strong. Umbreon from Evolving Skies remains strong. Giratina from Lost Origin remains strong. Perhaps Greninja from Twilight Masquerade will remain strong. Don't know. There are a few that just remain strong because demand for those cards are just so high. Number 4, not buying booster boxes. So here's another one that I see all the time. Here's a post from Reddit, again, not picking on anyone, but here's a post on Reddit, and they'll just go, here's my collection so far. Am I doing this right? How am I going? How's my collection looking? We see these posts almost daily. And when I look at posts like this, the first thing that always springs to mind is, where's the booster boxes? Booster boxes are the easiest product to liquidate. When it comes time to selling it, you're getting the most bang for buck per packs. Like they almost cannot get any more denser with packs inside it. You got 36 booster packs squeezed inside there. It's dense. There's no room inside there. It's very, very difficult to liquidate. If you're a seller, sold anything in the past, it's difficult to liquidate not booster boxes, all these different collection boxes. So difficult. I'm not saying they won't go up in price, but some of those boxes from those pictures, or that picture there, are good boxes. Like that Evolutions ones. They're good boxes and they'll go up over time. Are they easy to sell? Do they make the same amount of gains as booster boxes? No and no. Generally, when we look across the board, booster boxes perform better in nearly every aspect, in nearly every set. So the first thing I do when I see those is, where's the booster boxes? So I suppose the point of number 4 is, when it comes to making a mistake when you first start investing, is same thing. People might go into retail stores and just grab all the collection boxes they possibly can to feel like they've got a sealed portfolio or a sealed investment. Focus on the booster boxes first. Forget about the collection boxes. Once you learn the craft, learn what's good promos, learn what's good sets, maybe then you can start grabbing the odd collection box. Number 5, expecting to sell the products easy. Good little segue from collection boxes into expecting to sell easy. Selling is never easy. And the market goes like this. I've been selling things for forever and a day, And particularly, like, I'm in sales, I sell vehicles, and vehicles do this as well. We have hot periods where, you know, the phones don't stop ringing and people don't stop signing up. And then, you know, we have tougher times where we've really just got to go back to the basics and just try and sell. So the same thing happens in the trading card world, and in this case, the Pokemon investing space, whether it's singles or sealed. Selling isn't easy. You've really got to build up a portfolio. So going out and spending $10,000 or $5,000 or even $500 on sealed product to sit somewhere and let it appreciate, you need to have some sort of exit plan eventually, don't you? Otherwise, eventually you'll put it up and you'll just tear a loss. You'll pay a heap in shipping and postage and everything else in between, and you'll take a loss on it. Number 6, not taking advantage of sales. Now, what I mean by this is a lot of people buy for the sake of buying. So they might set aside $100 a week, $50 a week, or $500 a week, and then they just go, right, what am I getting this week? Oh, yeah, I haven't bought any Pokemon card products. It doesn't feel good. I haven't had a package arrive at the front door. Oh, I better get this, better get that, better get this. If you actually save that money up until a sale hit where you can get something super, super cheap, or maybe after a reprint just drops, or maybe if you like that timing the market strategy, like I suggested for sets like Astral Radiance and Fusion Strike, where you start seeing stock really drying up, and that's a good time to buy in, because if stock's drying up, there's going to be a new floor to the market and prices are going to, you know, there's going to be upward pressure on prices in that scenario. That's probably a good strategy. Like, if you're not taking advantage of sales, you are missing out and being a bit of a beginner with it. And probably the best example of a sale lately here in Australia is, you know, you could pick up Paldea Evolve. It's a little bit dearer now. Gameology has it for 160 Australian dollars, which is about, what's that work out to be? Probably 105 US. But not long ago, it was 152.95, which was probably like $98 US. So when a sale comes along, particularly like, you know, these are probably end of financial year sales where we've got to clear inventory, they're good to pick up. Number 7, the final one, and that is a lot of beginners will buy into the hype. Now, what I mean by that is they're hopping on a train that's already left the station. You know, maybe hopping onto a train or a different train before it's left the station is a better idea. And there's probably no better example than a lot of the old arts from Sword and Shield and a lot of the trainer galleries from Sword and Shield. We know the trend, and here's Lugia, right? This is what's happened over the last sort of, 6 months on Lugia. We know the trend. Lugia came out of the gate super, super hot, like I was talking about with, Charizard, SIR from Obsidian Flames, and Iron Leaves, SIR from Temporal Forces. Comes out of the gate really hot, dips down over time as more supply comes onto the market, levels out eventually, and then people realize, hold on, this set's now extremely close to being out of rotation, or it's had multiple reprints, and the chances of it ever being printed again are really low. And then all of a sudden we start seeing this rise again. And we saw it on a lot of popular Sword and Shield, alternate art cards, and trainer gallery cards. And what do you know? People jumped on. And when people jump on, it fuels the price up even more because there's more demand for those cards. If there's more demand for those cards, of course, there's going to be more upward pressure on pricing, and it's going to push them up. And eventually it gets to the stage where it goes, hold on, that demand drops off, and we start seeing a little regression on the pricing. Like, this is just, we saw it on Sun and Moon, and now we're seeing it again on Sword and Shield. This is just what seems to happen. So if you bought into the hype of Lugia, what was it probably 6 months ago? It was like $120. If you bought in at $190 thinking, oh great, it's still got more legs to go, it's going to become a $300 card. I think it peaked at about $210 US. It's back down to $190 again now. You needed to get in, didn't you, at that 120 price? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like, if you got in at 120, yeah, it went up to 210, you didn't sell, and it's back down to 190, you're still 50% up on where you bought it from. Like, that's fantastic. What I'm getting at, the whole point here is, don't just buy into the hype or hop on the train once it's well and truly left the station. So there's 7 mistakes I think some beginners make when they're investing in Pokemon cards. I'm Michael. This is PokeOz. Catch everyone next time.